The photos shown in this video will look innocent at first, but once I tell you the backstory, they will haunt you in your dreams for weeks. From a selfie taken just before a deadly car crash, to a photo taken on some train tracks that features the train that would later hit them. Let's discuss these and more only on today's top 10 list. Starting off this countdown, we have the bride-to-be. This photo was taken in June of 2014. It features bride-to-be Colette Moreno and her best friend Ashley M. Theobald. They both were on their way to Colette's bachelorette party. You can tell by the selfie just how excited the two are. But sadly, minutes later, the two got into a car crash. Ashley survived, but Colette didn't. So apparently what happened was the two were driving behind a big truck. The truck's fumes were really bad and was affecting Colette's asthma. As a result, she started having a bad coughing fit. So Ashley decided to try to pass the truck and get in front of it. So she pulled into the other lane and sped up to pass it. But seconds later, a car emerged up a slight hill and the two crashed head-on. After the incident, Colette passed away from injuries from the crash. Ashley was horrified. She said that when the crash happened, she looked over to her friend and she looked completely fine. But clearly, that wasn't the case. It just scares me how quick your whole life can change. Like 1 second, Colette's excited for her bachelorette party, and the next second she's being rushed to the hospital. Moving on to number 9, we have the Selfie Olympics. A few years ago, the hashtag Selfie Olympics was trending. Basically, it pushed people to take elaborate selfies. It led to a lot of people climbing up their doors. In fact, one guy got a blanket and pillow and laid down pretending to be asleep on top of his door. But then we have Oscar Reyes. Sadly, his attempt at the Selfie Olympics took his life. On January 2nd, 2015, Oscar dressed up in a SpongeBob costume and then climbed up on a door in his mother's bathroom. He then took a photo there and uploaded it to Facebook, and it got 200 likes. But later on, when he climbed the door again to take more photos, he slipped and fell and hit his head on the toilet. He passed away soon after from loss of blood. It's so sad how people are literally losing their lives trying to gain attention on social media. I just wish that wasn't the case for Oscar. In our 8th spot, we have the Lost Hiker. This image was posted on Reddit by the user Cheetos Stained Heart. This was the last photo ever taken of her brother-in-law. A couple years back, he had gone camping and hiking, but never returned home. He was missing for a month until someone found his body on the side of the cliff. Beside him was his cell phone and backpack. On the phone was this photo. His death is ruled an accident, and it said that he fell off the cliff while on his adventure. It's just scary to think about how this guy was just relaxing, enjoying the view, and then minutes later, he's plummeting to his death. In our 7th spot, we have the lightning strike. This photo features two brothers, Michael on the right and Sean McQuilkin on the left. The photo was taken just before lightning struck Sean. So the two were in Sequoia National Park, and the photo was just supposed to be a goofy photo. Your hair typically stands up when lightning is about to strike. Little did they know that the lightning was actually going to strike them. Now, this photo was then used as a PSA to warn parents about the dangers of lightning. Now, Sean didn't actually pass away from the lightning strike. In fact, he was knocked unconscious and suffered terrible third-degree burns. Later, he took his own life. Still, this is one of the last photos ever taken of him. Moving on to number 6, we have the ultimate selfie. Again, we see a trend of people trying to take daring and extreme selfies. But honestly, it's not worth risking your life for a photo. Sadly, this was the case for Anna Ursu. Romanian teen Anna Ursu and her friend got on the roof of a train in an attempt to take the ultimate selfie. Sadly, while on top of the train, Anna raised one of her legs in the air and she was struck by 27,000 volts from the wires above her. The force was so strong that it sent her friend flying off of the roof, but she survived. Anna, on the other hand, turned into a human fireball, as sources put it. Later, she passed away at the hospital. 50% of her body was covered in burns. This was the last photo ever taken of Anna. It was taken by an onlooker and witness to the accident. In the photo, you can literally see Anna laying on the train trying to take a selfie with her leg in the air. This was taken mere seconds before she was electrocuted to death. We're now at our 5th 5th and halfway mark with the bombing. This photo was taken by a photographer on August 15th, 1998 in Oma. The red car captured in the photo contained a bomb that would later go on and take the lives of 29 innocent people and injure 220 others. However, the man and the child in the photo both survived. The photographer did not. It said that the man and child had left the area before the bomb went off. But as for some of the other individuals in the photo, they weren't as lucky and they lost their lives. After the explosion, the photographer's camera was found in the rubble. The pictures he took that day were still in perfect condition. It's just scary to think that he literally captured a photo of the thing that would then later take his life. Coming in at number 4, we have Robert OVERCRACKER. Robert OVERCRACKER was known as a daredevil. He graduated from a California stunt school and then went on to do some daring tricks. One stunt he planned for 7 years. Little did he know that that would be the last stunt he ever performed. On October 1st, 1995, he got on a jet ski in Niagara Falls. His plan was to go over the falls on the jet ski, but then make it down safely with his parachute. However, while doing so, his parachute failed to open. This photo was taken of him just as his jet ski went off the falls. That was the last photo ever taken of him. It was taken seconds before he was torn apart by the unforgiving falls. And at number 3, we have Robert Bud Dwyer. Robert Bud Dwyer was a Pennsylvania state treasurer. He actually became more famous after his death than he was living, and it's for a pretty dark reason. So basically, back in 1987, Robert was accused of taking bribes and being politically corrupt. On January 22nd, he went on live TV for a news conference to discuss these claims, and it was assumed he was going to resign from office. However, at the end of his speech, he took out a gun and took his own life. This photo was taken seconds before he did it. As this photo was taken, Dwyer was backing up against the wall and said, and I quote, "Please, please leave the room if this will affect you." He then pulled the trigger, and this was also viewed live by millions of people. It's horrifying. The worst thing was that the next day it was discovered that he was indeed innocent. In our second spot, we have the train selfie. Sadly, this is another case of people that risk their life for a selfie. In October of 2011, 3 girls, Savannah Webster, her older sister Kelsey, and her friend Essa Ricker were standing by some trains taking selfies. The last photo ever taken of them was this one right here. It was uploaded to Facebook with the caption, "Standing right by a train, ahaha, this is awesome." But as they posted this, another train came hurling towards them from the opposite direction. You can see the oncoming train's headlights in the top right of the photo. Before they knew it, the train hit all 3 of them and took their lives. John Anderson, the conductor of the train that hit the girls, said, and I quote, "They were in their own little world." He had blasted the train horn to get the girls' attention, but there was no response from any of them. They honestly didn't hear it coming. He continued on saying, "We watched in horror as we got closer. We saw them for about 12 seconds until they disappeared from our sight, and the train continued moving forward. They tried to stop the train in time, but sadly it was too late." And in our number 1 spot, we have the last free dive. Nicholas Mavoli was known as a daredevil free diver. In May of 2013, he became the first American man to dive down to 100 meters with a single breath. In November of 2013, he attempted to achieve another record. He wanted to reach 236 feet with 1 breath of oxygen and without the assistance of flippers. These photos were taken right after his dive. As he resurfaced, he gave the OK sign, tried to speak, but then he passed out. He never regained consciousness. He passed away from pulmonary edema. Now, look at these photos. He looks terrified. He looks incredibly shocked and in pain. Sadly, those were the last photos taken of him. Alright guys, I know that list was pretty dark and sad, so I'll try and cheer you up with some comments. I'll be shouting out comments from the video, Top 10 Darkest Disney Princesses Backstories. John Schwartz commented, I don't know what to do to get a shout out, so I'll just say that I love your channel and I love everything about it. There you go. All you gotta do is comment something down below, and then I scroll through a lot, then I select some of the good ones. So there you go, Don. Queen M commented, "Hey Lindsay, just want to know if you love Scooby-Doo more than me," which I think is not possible. Well, for starters, I don't know how much you love Scooby-Doo, but I love Scooby-Doo, okay? The old classic cartoons are the best, so I used to have all the old VHS tapes, but my mom threw them out. They're probably worth something now, but anyway. Louis Robles Ruda commented, I know you. You're the girl from Beauty and the Beast from the live action. I wish. I'm not Emma Watson. I wish. I'm not. But I'll take it. Thank you. I don't look anything like her, but thank you. I think we just have the same hair color and curls. Anyway, that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see ya.